Good evening, everybody. My name is Jojo Santos. For my Info 550 presentation, I will be talking about Google and its tailored searches for users. Google was founded in 1996 by two Stanford PhD students, Larry Page and Sergey Brin. They were working together on a project to develop technology for a single integrated and universal digital library. However, Google wasn't its original name. See, Page and Brin enjoyed making up silly names for search engines. They decided backrubs. Why? Because the program analyzed the web's backlinks to understand how important a website was and what other sites related to it. However, in 1997, they decided backrubs wasn't good enough, and Google came from it. Originally, Google was Googleplex, but then it was shortened to Google, which was a play on the mathematical expression for a number 1 followed by 100 zeros. When they were checking to see if the domain was taken, they accidentally typed in google.com instead of googol.com. Well, that's where it starts. They liked it better, and so they decided to stick with that. However, in 1998, Google finally received their first investor, giving them $100,000 to where they can trademark their name. To date, Google has 60,000 employees in 50 different countries. So what many people don't know is that Google does own quite a few products. The most common one, of course, everybody knows is the Google website, that where you can type in the search engine. They also own Chrome, which they created in 2008. That was so that they would have their own browser site like Mozilla or Internet Explorer. They have Google Maps, which I use quite a bit. That came about in 2005. Android was a company that they acquired in 2005, and in 2007 they turned it into an operating system for mobile devices. So if anybody has a non-Apple phone, you're probably on an Android system. The other one that I found interesting was YouTube, and they bought that in 2006. But exactly how does Google work? Well, let's just say if you're like me, you're looking for recipes, quick, easy recipes that you can throw together in the morning in a crock pot because you've got a ton of things to do, a ton of running, but you want your family to have a nice home-cooked meal. So you type Google, in the Google search bar, you're going to type in crock-pot chicken recipes. So from there, the algorithms begin. What is an algorithm? Algorithm is a basic technique used to get a job done. So it's kind of the steps that are being taken. So for example, you have a friend arriving at the airport, and they need to take a taxi to your house. So let's go through the taxi algorithm. How are they going to get into the taxi and to your house? So first, they have to go to the taxi stand. Then they have to get into the taxi, and they have to give the driver their address that they need to go to. That's an algorithm. So it kind of works it's going to work the same way in Google. So what Google does is they call it crawling and indexing, and the algorithms start searching for clues to understand what you mean. Their clues are the words that you have put into that search engine: crockpot, chicken, recipe. Based on the clues, they start pulling documents from all different websites. For here, you would pull from All Recipes, Real Simple, Betty Crocker, Delish. Those are a few of the websites that had the words crockpot chicken recipe. From there, the recipes are indexed, and those are the different websites that you see in Google. Now, all this is done in an eighth of a second, and your results are going to come in various, depending on what you're looking for, are going to come in various forms. They can come in graphs, they can come in snippets, they can come in a news article, they can come as answers, especially if you're asking a question. They can be videos, and they can be images. Then the final step is the removal of spam. They try to keep the results relevant to the search, and spam is automatically removed. So this right here is a graph of the different types of spam that get removed in that eighth of a second. So let's talk about tailored searches. What is a tailored search? It's a web search tailored specifically to an individual's interest by incorporating information about the individual beyond a specific query provided. Google in 2004 decided to introduce this as a test to its account holders. After testing, it finally went live in 2009 and was applied to all Google search users, whether or not they have an account with Google. But how do they do it? Well, they use cookies. What is a cookie? Cookies are text files retained on a computer's browser about the websites that were visited. The browser sends cookies with every request to the corresponding web server. So here's, for example, something that I did a couple weeks ago. I am in charge of the kids' crafts at my parish's Mardi Gras. So the kids will be making Mardi Gras masks. So one thing I needed were self-adhesive foam pieces. So I went into Google and I typed in self-adhesive foam pieces. The first two companies that came up were Amazon and Oriental Trading. Amazon and Oriental Trading are two websites that I visit frequently to purchase things for crafts, purchase things for Santa shop, for all sorts of different events and textbooks I use Amazon for. Those two popped up. So I went again to a Google search to also look for Mardi Gras masks for kids. And again, Amazon, Oriental Trading both came up. There are some disadvantages to tailored searches. One problem is that tailored searches decrease the likelihood of finding new information. It also takes the objectivity out of the search engine. Objectivity means little if you know what you are looking for, but it means a lot if you're not quite sure. Tailored searches prevent users from easily accessing all possible information. Users may not be shown both sides of an issue. And finally, internet companies like Google are gathering and selling your interests and history to other companies. Long story short, Google watches your search results. If you go to Amazon a lot, when you do a search, you will see ads to Amazon. If you go to Zulily just once, and on your Facebook page, you will see a Zulily ad. If you visit ESPN quite a bit, it will also show up on one of your pages. So here's some questions to think about. Do you feel that Google using cookies to monitor what websites you visit is an invasion of privacy? How does tailored searches help in aiding research that you may be conducting? What, in your opinion, is the next big thing that Google will come up with? Here are my resources, and I hope everybody enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.